Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have an exciting topic lined up for you. Today we're diving deep into the world of sailboat propulsion systems. Whether you're a seasoned sailor or a newbie, this is something you won't want to miss. Specifically, we're tackling the age-old debate diesel versus electric engines. It's a hot topic with passionate opinions on both sides. Now, if you're anything like me, you love the idea of harnessing the wind to cruise across the water. There's nothing quite like the feeling of the wind in your sails. But let's be real, sometimes you need a little extra oomph, especially when you're battling dead calms or navigating tricky harbours. That's when a reliable engine becomes your best friend. That's where our contenders come in, the trusty diesel engine and the sleek modern electric engine. Each has its own unique advantages and challenges. Each has its own set of pros and cons, and choosing the right one can be a real head-scratcher. It's a decision that can impact your entire sailing experience. But fear not, my friends, because today we're breaking down the key differences between these two propulsion systems to help you make the best decision for your sailing adventures. We'll cover all the bases. We'll be looking at everything from fuel efficiency and maintenance to environmental impact and overall performance. There's a lot to consider, so stay tuned. So, grab your captain's hat, sit back, and get ready to explore the exciting world of sailboat engines. This is going to be an informative and fun ride. Let's kick things off with the old reliable diesel engines. These mechanical marvels have been the backbone of marine propulsion for decades. These guys have been the go-to choice for boaters for decades, and for good reason. Their robust design and dependable performance make them a favourite among seasoned sailors. First off, diesel engines are known for their incredible fuel efficiency. They operate at higher compression ratios than gasoline engines, which means they extract more energy from the same amount of fuel. They sip fuel like a camel in the desert, giving you serious range and saving you money in the long run. This efficiency is particularly beneficial for long voyages where fuel stops are few and far between. Plus, diesel fuel is widely available, so you're less likely to get stranded without a refill. Now, let's talk power. Diesel engines are renowned for their torque. Diesel engines pack a serious punch, delivering that low-end torque you need to muscle your way out of tight spots or power through choppy waters. This torque is what gives diesel engines their reputation for being workhorses. Think of it like this. A diesel engine is like that friend who's always down to help you move. They might not be the flashiest, but they're reliable, strong, and they get the job done. They might not be the flashiest, but they're reliable, strong, and they get the job done. However, no system is without its flaws. But hey, no system is perfect, right? Diesel engines do have a few drawbacks that are worth mentioning. One thing you'll notice right away is the noise. They can be quite loud, which can be a bit of a nuisance, especially on a peaceful sail. They can be a bit rumbly, especially compared to their electric counterparts. This noise can be a deal breaker for some. And then there's the maintenance. Diesel engines require regular upkeep to keep them running smoothly, Diesel engines require regular upkeep, including oil changes, filter replacements, and the occasional tinkering. This can be time-consuming and requires a bit of mechanical know-how. Diesel engines require regular upkeep, including oil changes, filter replacements, and the occasional tinkering. It's kind of like having a vintage car. You love it, but it needs a little extra TLC. And speaking of TLC, let's not forget about the environmental impact. Diesel engines do produce emissions which contribute to air pollution and climate change. This is a significant concern in today's eco-conscious world. Diesel engines do produce emissions which contribute to air pollution and climate change. Now I know what you're thinking, Mark, you're bumming me out. But don't worry, there are ways to minimize your impact, like choosing biodiesel or installing exhaust scrubbers. These solutions can significantly reduce the emissions from your diesel engine. Plus, newer diesel engines are designed to be cleaner and more efficient than ever before. Advances in technology have made modern diesel engines much more environmentally friendly. So, while diesel engines might not be the greenest option out there, they're constantly evolving to become more environmentally friendly. Manufacturers are continually working on innovations to reduce their environmental footprint. Now, before we move on to electric engines, let's talk about one more important factor: safety. Diesel fuel is less flammable than gasoline, which can be a major advantage in the event of a fire. Diesel fuel is less flammable than gasoline, which can be a major advantage in the event of a fire. However, it's still crucial to practice proper fuel handling and storage procedures to minimize any risks. Remember, safety should always be your top priority, no matter what type of engine you have on board. So there you have it, folks. The ins and outs of diesel engines for sailboats. They're fuel efficient, powerful and reliable, but they can be noisy, require regular maintenance and have an environmental impact. Ultimately, the decision of whether or not a diesel engine is right for you depends on your individual needs and priorities. Consider your sailing habits, environmental concerns, and maintenance capabilities when making your choice. All right, folks, now let's shift gears and talk about the new kid on the block: electric engines. These engines are not just a passing trend, they represent a significant shift in how we think about marine propulsion. These sleek and silent powerhouses are rapidly gaining popularity in the boating world, and for good reason. They offer a unique blend of performance, sustainability and convenience that traditional engines simply can't match. First and foremost, electric engines are incredibly eco-friendly. In a world increasingly concerned with environmental impact, this is a game changer. They produce zero emissions, so you can cruise around with a clear conscience, knowing you're doing your part to protect our oceans and planet. Imagine gliding through pristine waters without leaving a trace of pollution behind. And speaking of cruising, let's talk about the noise level, or lack thereof. The tranquility of the water is preserved, making every journey a serene experience. Electric engines are whisper quiet, allowing you to enjoy the peaceful sounds of nature while you're out on the water. The gentle hum of the motor is barely noticeable, letting you fully immerse in the natural surroundings. No more roaring engines or diesel fumes. This means cleaner air and a more enjoyable experience for everyone on board. It's just you, the wind, and the gentle lapping of waves against your hull. Talk about serenity. But wait, there's more. The benefits of electric engines extend beyond just the environmental and auditory aspects. Electric engines are also incredibly low maintenance. This is a huge advantage for boat owners who want to spend more time on the water and less time in the engine room. No more oil changes, filter replacements, or messy engine rooms. The simplicity of electric engines means fewer parts that can wear out or break down. Just plug in your boat at the dock, charge it up, and you're good to go. It's as easy as charging your phone, making it incredibly user-friendly. It's like having a giant rechargeable battery powering your sailing adventures. This convenience is a major selling point for many boaters. Now, I know what you're thinking, Mark. This all sounds too good to be true. What's the catch? Well, let's dive into some of the challenges and considerations. Well, like any technology, electric engines do have a few limitations. It's important to be aware of these before making a decision. One of the biggest challenges is range. This is a critical factor for those who enjoy long-distance cruising. Electric boats typically have a shorter range than diesel-powered boats, especially at higher speeds. This means you might need to plan your trips more carefully. This means you'll need to be more strategic about your trips and make sure you have access to charging stations along the way. Planning ahead becomes crucial to ensure a smooth journey. However, as battery technology continues to improve, we can expect to see longer ranges and faster charging times in the future. The advancements in this field are promising and could soon make range anxiety a thing of the past. Another consideration is the initial cost. This is often a significant factor for potential buyers. Electric engines and battery banks can be more expensive up front than their diesel counterparts. However, it's important to look at the bigger picture. It's important to factor in the long-term savings on fuel and maintenance. Over time, these savings can add up significantly. Plus, there are often government incentives and rebates available for electric boat owners, which can help offset the initial investment. These incentives can make a big difference in the overall cost. So, while electric engines might not be the cheapest option up front, they can save you money in the long run and reduce your environmental impact. The financial and ecological benefits are compelling reasons to consider making the switch. Now, let's talk about performance. This is where electric engines really shine. Electric engines provide instant torque, which translates to quick acceleration and responsive handling. This can make a big difference in how your boat feels and performs on the water. This can be a major advantage when maneuvering in tight spaces or catching that perfect gust of wind. The agility and responsiveness of electric engines are unmatched. However, it's important to note that electric engines don't have the same low-end grunt as diesel engines, so they might not be the best choice for larger boats or those who frequently encounter rough seas. The power limitations are something to consider based on your specific needs. Ultimately, the best engine for you will depend on your specific needs and sailing style. It's all about finding the right balance between performance, range, and environmental impact. If you're looking for a quiet, eco-friendly, and low-maintenance option, electric engines are definitely worth considering. They offer a modern solution to traditional boating challenges. However, if you prioritize long-range cruising or need a lot of power, diesel might still be the better choice. It's all about what fits your lifestyle and boating habits. As technology continues to advance, we can expect to see even more innovative and efficient propulsion systems emerge in the boating world. The future of boating is bright and full of possibilities. Who knows, maybe one day we'll all be sailing around on solar-powered catamarans. The horizon is full of exciting potential, and the silent revolution of electric engines is just the beginning. So there you have it, folks. We've explored the pros and cons of both diesel and electric engines for sailboats. As you can see, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. The best choice for you will depend on your individual needs, priorities, and sailing style. Do you value fuel efficiency and power above all else? Diesel might be your best bet. Are you looking for a quiet, eco-friendly, and low-maintenance option? Electric could be the way to go. No matter which engine you choose, I hope this video has given you the information you need to make an informed decision. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more sailing tips and reviews. Let us know in the comments which engine you prefer and why. We love hearing from our fellow sailing enthusiasts. Until next time, fair winds and following seas.